overall, I am having a good time with this game. A really good time. I would recommend it, absolutely. So, I give this game a get it on Game Pass, or maybe wait a week or so for updates if you plan on buying it full price. Man, I can't believe I actually liked Starfield at first. Here at the Seoul Dojo, we go into video games trying to like them, this is a positive video game channel. We want to enjoy the games. So, because of that, I think I was a little too easy on this game at first. In fact, I think I may have been a little harder on Hi-Fi Rush than this game. Not on purpose. That game's actually much better, but maybe I just should play these longer games for much longer, like 20 hours or so, to do like a first impression, since there's so much more of the game. But I was drawn into it at first. I really liked the character customization. I liked the initial world building. I was just excited as a Bethesda fan that they're coming out with a new RPG, and in space this time. But man, wow, does it fail. It fails in so many ways that get more apparent and more annoying the further you go into the game. Let's get it started. Let's start with the most obvious, or the most common one that I've been seeing brought up. There's not like a connected world. You know what I mean? People like Bethesda games because there's this one big connected world to go around, to explore at your own pace, to find stuff to do, and they just don't have that in Starfield. It's all level select menus and fast traveling. You don't get the space exploration like in No Man's Sky. You don't get these character moments, these random little encounter moments that are so iconic from previous Bethesda games like Fallout 4, like Skyrim. There's a couple of cool places. There's a couple of cool towns. I like the city of Neon. I like some of the little outposts. It's just, for the most part, it's identical desert planets. Well, there'll be like a structure or two. Maybe some bandits, if you're lucky. In what little exploration there is, it gets hindered pretty badly by these annoyingly long, like, winded periods of clunky exploration, of clunky traversal through empty fields until you get some random status effect, and it won't explain the status effect. It won't tell you how you got it. You just do. The environment in the planet was bad, so now you've got space cholera or whatever. So you think 1 minute, oh look, I found a group of bandits. Finally, I get to have some fun in this game. But no, because you have to stop and go find one of the 3 planets in this game that actually has people on it to find a doctor to cure you of something. Even if you do like I do and buy every single health item that you see, you're still going to have to do this a lot of the time. Makes it to where I don't want to explore as much. So what I end up doing is just going straight from the ship to the part where the mission's at, and then just going straight back to the ship when the mission is over with. So that really just cuts down on wanting to explore, And on top of all of that, your character, you play as somebody who regularly experiences space travel. You know what I'm talking about? They go into outer space all the time, yet gets extremely winded to the point of like dying from a light jog, which is just way too much like real life for me. You know what I'm saying? I play video games to escape how out of shape I am, not simulate them. And the overencumbrance in this game, oh my god. Bethesda's always been bad about overencumbrance, but this is as bad as it gets. It's pretty ridiculous. Your character can barely hold shit, which means you're constantly having to drop things, or else just walking will cause your character to be violently winded to the point of dying. And you have to keep upgrading your ship, because your ship can barely hold any more than your person can hold. So it's not like a rewarding upgrading. It's like a constant kind of like work to have it upgraded, to keep holding things. And, I can hear you saying, just make your followers hold hella crap. But that only works to an extent. You know what I mean? And I've tried using the little containers that they give you for your base or whatever. But then when you put something in the container, you leave the room, you come back, and it's gone. This has happened every single time from the first day that I had the game all the way until now. And I don't understand what the deal is there. They still haven't fixed it as of a week ago, the last time that I played. what I've resorted to is having an entire room in my base where I just throw shit all over the floor with no hope of organizing it in any way, which again is way too much like reality here. It loses that escapism that video games really need, you know? I'm trying to be some kind of space wizard out here, not an out-of-breath dude in a messy room, you know? The story, let's get to the storyline. The story is whatever, you know? It's, who cares? I'm barely paying attention at this point. You gotta collect the whatever so that the Stormcloaks don't resurrect Palpatine. I don't know. It's along those lines. You can figure it out. There's definitely some bits that work. I like the overall Cowboy Bebop, Firefly vibes that they're going for. They're definitely going for that. They don't achieve those vibes, but I like the attempt. I think it's in the general ballpark, and in my opinion, the voice actors, especially the main cast, they do a pretty good job for the material that they're given. They just aren't really given much material to work with. The material they were given was mostly, you know, these overly long cutscenes with long-winded, incredibly difficult to pay attention to exposition that ends up with just busy work a lot of the time, including the absolute worst part of the game, in my humble opinion, which is unlocking the powers. This game's version of the shout. Is it just me? Does this take this long for everybody? Like, y'all know what I'm talking about, I hope. Like, flying around into barely visible orbs, like 15, 20 times or something, just unlocked like abilities. Like one of them was to take a deep breath sometimes, I think. Like, am I taking the crazy pills? What's happening? Is this a bug? I don't get it. Like comment down below if this isn't happening for you. Or comment down below if this is happening for you. Or for just any other reason, honestly, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, there's parts of this game that are more egregious. I'll get to that in a second. But this is, I think, the most bafflingly stupid design choice that I've seen in the entire game, if you ask me. Which you sort of did because you clicked on this video. So, a minute ago, if you were listening, I said I hadn't played the game in a few days. Really more like a week, I think. I haven't finished the game, actually, but it's not for lack of trying. My next storyline mission, the one that I'm at, is you go to another planet and get another MacGuffin, but every time I show up to the correct planet, the game soft locks. The ship won't move, it won't scan the planet for a landing zone, it won't go to maps or anything like that. Sometimes it lets me load a previous save, most of the time I just have to close the whole game out. Once it actually let me select land, but then nothing loaded. I don't know if my character was invisible or not, but it just seemed like I was stuck in a void or maybe falling through the world. And then the game just crashed. And so that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. You go on a map, you search for me, you'll see me right here. And my goddamn wits in with this game. So, you know, that's Starfield for you, though. It's a bad game. It's a bad game. Goes to show, though, that sometimes a first impression doesn't really stick. And isn't always right. So, is that a life lesson? You tell me. I've been Voltaire Slapadelic. Look me up at Slapadelic Music on this here website. Or just Voltaire Slapadelic on Instagram. You know, like the video, subscribe, comment down below why you think Starfield is real booty, and just keep on keeping on, I guess. It's been the Seoul Dojo. Peace out.
Get your point across, get your point across. Get your point across, get your point across.